I'm Wood Boyles, and this is the World History Project. Today we're looking at cause and effect relationships. So our driving question is, what is cause and what is effect in the great transformations or big changes of Era 3? So let's review some of the major changes we've studied. I'm sure you'll remember that some people, mainly agriculturalists, settled down in permanent settlements such as villages. As these grew, they became connected to other agrarian communities and became complex farming societies. This allowed for the specialization of labor and for large cities to develop. Bigger communities means a greater need for organization. So governments were formed and states were born. Finally, these states shared ideas, goods, and luxury items as long-distance trade networks formed. Think Silk Roads. This week, we'll be taking a look at two big changes that further affected the way people lived in this era. Number one, the development of widespread portable belief systems, and number two, the emergence of another way of organizing complex societies, the empire. But before we talk about any of that, we have to understand cause and effect, or causation as historians like to call it, is basically how one event leads to another event, which leads to another event. It's like when I spend too much time on social media and I forget to do the dishes and I don't take out the trash. And then I get that look from my wife. Now I'm thinking that I'm getting the look because I didn't take out the trash or do the dishes, but really it might be more complicated than that. Usually it's not. But she might be having a bad day, and that might cause her to be more angry with me than she probably should be. And that's the thing about causation. There are often several different factors that might cause something to happen. Causation in history is rarely just a straight path with one event leading to the next. And it's the job of the historian to find these causes and determine which is the most influential. In my case, it was spending too much time on social media. Consider, for example, the relationship between long-distance trade and portable belief systems. Portable just means that you're able to carry it with you, and more on that later this week. Some argue that the rise of long-distance trade created a need for religious practices and belief systems that you can take with you on the road. But you could also argue the opposite, that the belief system was created first, and then that helped facilitate long-distance trade. The reality is that we're not sure, but most likely it was a bit of both. Rather than a straightforward chain of events, these changes were more like a web, with small changes in one place ending up influencing other areas. And this brings us to our word of the day, causation. Causation is the way a person, event, or trend can affect someone or something else. As historians, we ask lots of questions about why change happens, and causation is a big part of that. What caused that event to occur? How did this affect that? Why did I get grounded? It's because I stayed out too late. Today, I want you to read Era 3 Overview, Cities, States, and Empires. Think about what may have led or caused portable religions to emerge and empires to form. After reading the overview, I want you to create your own causal map or flowchart about why many people have been asked to shelter in place or quarantine or social distance or basically just stay at home. A causal map is a kind of chart that starts with a single event or idea and then has branches coming off of it to account for causes and effects of that event. For example, getting grounded might be your event in the middle. Then off to the left, you might put some causes of you getting grounded, like not doing chores or staying out too late. Then you might have some arrows on the left, which are some effects of being grounded, like not being able to go out with friends or losing your phone for a week. Here's a chart that I made that explains all the reasons and the effects of me being grounded. So most states at this point have asked their residents to stay at home in one way or another. What caused them to do this? What are some of the effects? Think about short-term and long-term causes and effects. A short-term might be that the virus is spreading very quickly. A long-term might be knowledge from previous pandemics. Feel free to use those, but try to come up with some others of your own. Take care, and I'll see you next time.